So they took Postal of all things and made it into a boomer shooter. And surprisingly, it's really good. I think it has all the hallmarks of a classic shooter. The movement is really fast and it feels good. The shooting feels chunky. There's secrets to find. The game just feels really straightforward and it's easy to jump into and start playing. I think the biggest advantage of this game is the fact that it takes place within a dream. You can see the creativity of these developers when they design these levels, and they fully utilize it. The game opens with a 1950s suburb level that's actually really open. Then you have stuff like how I imagine the Mexican border actually being like. You have to fight your way through World War I style trenches, making your way to a massive wall. An insane asylum, which is arguably the highlight of the game. It just has really solid level design and some really cool visual tricks. A really fun level set within Area 51. Oh, sorry, I mean Area 69. You have a level set at E3, which is really fun. And then it leads into a VIP area, which feels straight out of a cartoon. Then you take a space train to a Death Star-like environment. This is all really good. The levels are just incredibly varied, and you don't stay in one place for too long before moving on to something new. There's over 30 enemies in this game too, ranging from terrible things like virgins, furries, conspiracy theorists, the Illuminati. You also get designs that aren't too out of place from a Silent Hill game. I really love how you can view all the models too. They tried to do their best to make the arsenal as creative as possible. You have a shovel, which also is a chainsaw. You have the smart pistol from Titanfall. The super shotgun from Doom Eternal. You get a nail gun from Quake with some singularity sprinkled in. You also get a lightning gun that's not unlike the Thunderbolt from Quake. It also has a secondary fire that's a lot like the BFG from Quake. You have the holiest of all weapons, the rocket launcher, which also fires grenades. A Serious Sam style minigun with some Titanfall thrown in.
I shoot dicks for a living.
A powerful long-range bow that shoots dildos.
Now I have a ton of pussy.
A reverse vacuum called the Pussy Blower that shoots cats at people. This weapon does a ton of damage and basically has unlimited ammo if you can manage it properly. I guess the closest thing I can compare it to is the Piranha gun from Terraria. You can also parry ranged attacks like an Ultra Kill. And of course, because this is a Postal game, you can piss on people, which you can actually augment with power-ups. You have a ton of tools at your disposal and they're all fun to use. I think it really just goes to show how creativity is this game's greatest strength. Most of the moment-to-moment gameplay is comparable to Doom Eternal and Quake. You have these large arena environments where you fight a lot of enemies, but then you also have more linear key hunts. There's a lot of detail within the environments and it's fun to find secrets.
Those moronic developers thought they could hide this from me?
This game is the best kind of retro shooter because it does its own thing, but it keeps what made those games great. Hunting keys, shooting bad guys, and just having a good time. This game only clocks in about 5 hours, but the levels are very replayable and it's fun going through the campaign again and again. It's definitely quality versus quantity. None of the levels really overstay their welcome and you're always seeing something new. Every map shows your stats, so you can try to speedrun the levels or try to go for 100% runs. You have secrets to find and collectibles to collect. There's definitely something for everyone for people into these kind of shooters. Some cons are, the boss fights in this game are bad or mediocre. I think I enjoy the general gameplay more than the bosses. Sometimes it feels like your health goes from 100 to 0 really quick, and you die wondering what killed you so fast. Having a massive arsenal of weapons and items can lead to you fumbling around with your stuff. But if you want a boomer shooter that's really fun and has a kick-ass soundtrack, you should give Postal Brain Damage a try. Anyways, that's it for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.